Hey friends, this is Alvin. Welcome to your month of May Snapshot. We have a whole bunch of things we wanted to share with you coming up in May and in June. One of the things that's available for your high school grads and for those who are in undergraduate studies is we have our CBOQ Youth Scholarship this year available. We are offering 10 scholarships of $500 each. And so you can find that information at cboqyouth.ca/scholarship. Applications are due at the end of June. You may have some high school grads who are going to be finishing and heading off to university or college this fall. And for those, especially for those who are moving away, it'd be great for you to connect them to their next faith community. Did you know that if you may help make that connection, they are 4 times more likely to stay with that faith community? And so, whether you want to connect with those churches or campus groups on your own, maybe you already have those connections, which are great. If you're not sure, you can always go through organizations like InterVarsity, Power to Change, Ambassadors for Christ, Navigators. As well, we have our own network that we connect with as well through cboq.ca/T101 Connect. And so through that, you can actually find ways to connect your high school grad directly to one of those campus groups, and someone there will personally reach out to them. And so that's one great way to help them continue. We are also accepting applications for our next cohort for our Youth Ministry Certificate Training Program. This will be beginning in the fall. And so for those of you, maybe you haven't had specific formal training in youth ministry. Maybe you already have, but there's still a few things that you'd like to get updates on. This is actually a great program to be able to have some of those updates about youth culture, about the way different practices of youth ministry that's evolving. And so one of the great things about this program is that by the end of it, you will have your own personal youth ministry handbook. And so you can find out more details at cboq.ca/youthminsert. Applications for this next cohort are due on June 30th. So June 13th to the 15th is our annual family gathering called Assembly. This is where a lot of our Baptist churches get together, not just for a chance to go through some business, but also to be able to network, to fellowship, and to worship together. And so a few things we want to highlight for you in this. First of all, a lot of you are looking forward to our late night youth leaders gathering. This is happening on the Thursday night of Assembly after our plenary session. We're still determining the location, but you can also ask us for more details about that. This is a great chance for those of you who are serving in youth ministry. Maybe you are point youth leaders. Maybe you are volunteers. Maybe you're paid staff. Maybe some of you are leaders and you are young at heart and you would love to connect with other youth leaders. We'd love to see you there, and more information will be available soon on that. So on the Friday afternoon, there's a couple of things that are happening. The first one we want to highlight is the Create and Cultivate interactive exercise we're going to be leading in the main room on that Friday. This will be a 45-minute experience where we're going to walk through creating a way to formulate an action plan through Create and Cultivate. Now, if you're not familiar with Create and Cultivate, you can find out more information at cboq.ca/createcultivate. We've already sent the booklet to all the churches, but you can also download your own copy. If you want other copies, you can message me and we can also send you some as well. But this will be one way to help your church to better understand what are some ways and next steps that you can take moving forward with this document. There are also lots of different learning sessions available on that Friday afternoon. One that we want to highlight was on Generation Alpha. This one's being led by Tim Tico, who is with Alpha Canada. And so this is one way to better understand those who are born in 2010 to 2025. Yep, even some of those who have not been born just yet. But learning some different trends that are happening with sociologically and developmentally with that group. And so this is one opportunity that you might want to invest into. Also for Friday morning and Saturday morning, 2 parts this year, is our annual general meeting. This is an opportunity for you to get a chance to see what are some of the things happening within CBOQ as a whole, but also for a chance for you to voice some of your thoughts and insights about some of the different areas of ministry and of operations that we get to do as a family of churches together. You get the chance to bring that voice, not just from your own perspective, but also from the voice of the next generation to this AGM. And so we encourage you to participate in that way. In addition to your other delegate eligibilities for your church. And so this is a great way to involve some of your young adults as part of Assembly as a whole. On the Friday night of Assembly, we have a special worship experience that we are in the middle of planning. There's a couple of ways that this will be happening. And so while details are still being put together, we ask you to put aside that date to look forward and mark that in your calendar for Friday, June the 14th in the evening. This will be a worship experience that's open to anyone to come. And so whether you are a delegate at Assembly or you're a visitor, we would love for you to participate and maybe even bring your youth group to it as well. More details will be available for that soon. And just a reminder, the early bird for Assembly registration is May the 5th. And registration as a whole will close on June the 7th. All the details that we talked about and many more are available at baptist.ca/assembly. And you can always message us if you have any questions. Through the spring, we are in the middle of developing our next ministry theme. And so this will be for 2024 to 2025. This will be the theme that we'll be using for our retreats coming up as well. So we're going to have lots of different details we're going to release to you. We're going to release that theme during Assembly. We're also going to release our regional retreat framework. So for many of you have been asking questions about what this is going to look like for 2026 and beyond, and we're going to have some more detailed answers for you then. There are so many things that are coming up. And so we know that as you continue to move forward, as the weather is starting to warm up a little bit, as students are looking forward to the end of this school year, we encourage you to finish well. We encourage you to continue to walk alongside these students. We encourage you to help them to see who Jesus is, because after all, he is the cornerstone of our faith. And so blessings to you as you continue to walk alongside this generation, both in your church and in your neighborhoods.